and protect their teammates. But we don't start that shit. We don't start it. We ain't bullies. We don't look for it. We don't initiate it. We are guys that prevent it. We are guys that protect our teammates. You know what I'm saying? We never looking for it. We never starting it. We ain't running out choking them up. We ain't karate chopping people in the temple. On the, you know what I'm saying? On the humbug. I seen that same move on Kung Fu Theater last Sunday. So we ain't doing that. So, man, I got a lot of respect for Draymond, man. But right now, Draymond
will always have your back, no questions asked.
Who on the team will always have my back?
Like if a fight breaks out, who's coming to save you? Not save you, but be next to you.
I mean, I would hope all of y'all. Consider I got all y'all back.
You had to choose one person though that just come to the rescue.
Man.
With no OG no more.
I'm gonna say T, just because we got the longest relationship.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Watching Bam step up in that moment, the speaker felt Tyler Herro really didn't have many options, which is probably why Bam looked so calm throughout the exchange. Even with that, the speaker thinks Herro completely mishandled the situation from the start. According to them, it's strange to be hanging out together one day, then allegedly messaging fans, posting graphics, and sharing numbers around the rim the next. The speaker believes that's not the way you treat someone you've had a close relationship with. They argue that if Herro truly had a problem with Bam, the conversation should have happened directly between the two of them instead of playing out in other ways. The speaker also points out that Bam wasn't responsible for Herro ending up in Milwaukee. In their view, the trade only happened because the team had the opportunity to acquire Giannis. They believe most organizations would have made that same decision under those circumstances. And if something else is really bothering Herro, the speaker says he should simply be upfront about it. Instead, they note that after everything that had been said, Bam ran into Herro face-to-face and addressed it immediately. Since Bam isn't someone who usually takes disagreements into the public spotlight, the speaker says he dealt with it right then and there. From the speaker's point of view, Bam felt he had been shown disrespect, and his reaction reflected that in the moment.
The association, Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro got into a physical altercation in Las Vegas on Friday in which allegedly, Bam struck Tyler Herro on a practice court inside Resorts World Casino. Apparently it started when Bam approached Tyler about the comments that he made, critiquing what most took as Bam. He never said Bam name, but I think everyone who heard or read or, heard about what he did or read or saw, I think everyone assumed that it was Bam. In turn, apparently they bumped into each other, and he also posted a graphic that showed that Bam was in the bottom 10% of qualified mid-range shooters with percentage. He also showed that. He also showed that Giannis is also on that list, and Bam and Giannis are teammates. So, I think just like most people thought for this reason that it was to Bam, and I think Bam may have felt that way. I found it, quite amusing that they got into it. I think, listen, I'm not one to sit and judge like, oh man, these guys got into a fight. It is what it is. I wonder, the one thing that I really started to wonder about was, I remember when I got into it with Jordan Poole, in a little different situation, I guess, because these guys aren't teammates anymore. But similar in the fact that Tyler Herro came up under Bam. He's younger than Bam in the league. Bam has been in interviews speaking with Tyler Herro about how, he got my back, I got his back. And I remember one person when the Jordan Poole incident happened with me who was really, really, really outspoken about it, who like everyone else didn't have a ton of context because you weren't there, but was really outspoken about it. And it really bothered me. Was Udonis Haslem. And the reason it really bothered me is because, man, everybody can have an opinion, and your opinion is what your opinion is, but, I saw Udonis Haslem get into it with guys on teams that was younger than him before, a la Jimmy Butler. I had seen that before, and then he came out and he that's ridiculous. you get into it with your young guy, I can't believe you did that. And it really bothered me because I was like, damn, man, like, so this dude ain't never been in, and this dude ain't never been in practice where somebody get into a fight. He ain't never got into a fight in practice, maybe not. He been in Miami the whole time. Maybe they don't have fights in their practice, the heat culture or heat wave, or maybe they don't have fights. Like, it really threw me for a loop because, I don't really care what most people say, but when I have respect for certain guys, it does matter when you have respect for guys. And so when I saw that, I was just like, damn, man, this dude doing what everybody else doing, acting like he. And so when I first saw this, I was like, damn, this is two young guys Udonis Haslem raised. And yeah, they not on the same team no more, but if you raise this young guy in the light of what you were saying about me, and now he punches this other young guy that y'all kind of co-raised, are you gonna have that same energy? And the reality is, I don't really want him to have the same energy because I love Bam. That's my brother. Love Bam. It's my dog. Won a gold medal together. So I actually wouldn't want someone to even have that same energy towards Bam. However, I just was wondering, like, man, I wonder what Udonis Haslem gonna say, because Tyler Herro, who's from Milwaukee like Jordan Poole, who has a lot of bravado as a young guy like Jordan Poole, who probably says some very disrespectful things like Jordan Poole. And I just wonder, like, man, I wonder if he gonna have that same energy. That was my thoughts.
The speaker believes Draymond Green had no reason to bring Udonis Haslem into a situation that didn't involve him. In their opinion, Draymond has a pattern of jumping into conversations where he isn't really part of the story. They also emphasize that Haslem had nothing to do with what happened between Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro. The speaker doesn't even view it as a real fight, describing it instead as Bam throwing a punch that connected near Herro's eye. That's why they feel calling out Haslem made no sense. They argue Haslem wasn't there to influence Bam's actions, and even if he had been, Bam is an adult who makes his own choices. From there, the discussion turns to the incident between Draymond and Jordan Poole. The speaker says Draymond still appears to stand by the way he handled that moment. Even so, they don't entirely fault him for it, believing he acted the way he felt was necessary at the time. Their main point is that the incident happened 3 years ago, and they think it no longer needs to be brought into every discussion. According to the speaker, everyone already knows what happened, and they also feel Jordan Poole hasn't been quite the same since. In their view, that chapter should remain in the past instead of becoming part of the conversation surrounding Bam and Herro. The speaker feels this discussion was supposed to stay focused on Bam and Herro, but Draymond once again shifted the attention back onto himself. They close by saying Udonis Haslem clearly took issue with being mentioned and didn't hesitate to let Draymond know exactly where he stood.
Read the whole thing, but you detweeted at Money Green. I see things just don't change. You was on some sucker-ish for years when you swung on Jordan Poole, and you on some sucker-ish now. I usually don't engage, but since you went so far to the left to get my attention, here it is. If you think your big 32-year-old, 3 or 4 rings, at the time having ass, swinging on a 23-year-old Jordan Poole at the same time, then you're even more delusional than I thought. As you can see right there, he said, look, Bam is 28, Tyler Herro is 26. And then, he goes on, he says, call it heat culture or whatever you want before I let one player disrespect Spo in front of the squad. Cut his legs out, disrupt 15 other guys trying to get accomplished. I'll kick his ass. I owe that to Zoe, to Tim, Glenn, and the rest of the OGs. I don't really vibe you, and I think you know that unless it's me in prime talk hoops, I won't mention you at all. But you basically said you brought it to me, so that's what it is. Me personally, I don't think. Look, I see it from both sides of the equation, Joe. But I look at it like this. And the one mistake that Jordan Poole left. Ocho, if you got tension, okay, somebody on one end of the field, and y'all talking, man, F you, Ocho. Ninja, F you. You ain't gonna do nothing. All that woofing, all that talking. As long as you over there, I'm over here. Right. We good. What I'm not gonna let you do, Ocho and Joe, is close the distance, and you still got that hostility.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
That was Jordan Poole's mistake.
Yeah.
First of all, somebody got that hostility, you don't let them walk up on you.
No.
You get off the first one. Now, if he's still standing out that, you might have to take off running. But if you get off a clean shot,
Yeah.
and he's still standing, you gonna get your ass whipped anyway.
Hey, well, two things you got to have, right? I'm not sure where Jordan Poole grew up. I don't know anything about his background.
I don't either, Joe.
You always have to understand, for one, spatial awareness.
Yes.
Spatial awareness, you know, and understanding and having self-awareness, especially when you get into it with somebody. And I think maybe Jordan Poole thought, well, we're in a structured environment, you know, we're at practice. I don't expect anything like that to happen here. But that's what most of the time happen in general. It happens. So, I mean, it happens.
What they do? Oh, Joe, what they do that at? Joe, what they do that?
There is one point about the Jordan Poole situation they can actually agree with. From their perspective, if an upset player is walking directly toward you, you should already expect that things could escalate. Seeing Poole continue talking with his hands on his hips, they felt he looked completely caught off guard by what happened next. As for Udonis Haslem's response to Draymond Green, the speaker says they agree with most of Haslem's comments. They don't think the Bam Adebayo Tyler Herro incident should even be compared to what happened between Draymond and Poole. Even if people try to connect the two, they argue Draymond's track record makes them very different situations. They point out that Bam has never built a reputation for kicking opponents, stomping on players, or putting people in chokeholds. In their opinion, what happened with Tyler Herro was completely out of character for Bam and not something fans were used to seeing. The speaker also believes Draymond, as the veteran in that locker room, should have taken a different approach with Jordan Poole. Rather than throwing a punch, they think he could have warned Poole that continuing the behavior would eventually bring consequences. But that's not how things unfolded. Draymond landed one punch, Poole hit the floor, and in the end, Draymond stayed with the Warriors, while Poole eventually continued his career elsewhere. The speaker wraps it up by saying they're interested to see whether Draymond brings that same energy when responding to Udonis Haslem, because he's never been someone who avoids public back-and-forth exchanges.